Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to New York City's hottest podcast. It's a fine evening today, so there mustn't be a better time to go through yet another segment of our show that covers the latest and greatest in society. Now, today's topic is one that has stirred quite a fair share of controversy amongst the public. Of course, we're talking about the lost generation. Most of the older folk believe that it's a bunch of baloney. And some of the younger folks, such as the infamous quote-unquote rebellious young adults dubbed flappers, can totally relate to the message. Can you all see the common trend here? It's the older folk and their views opposing the younger ones. With that being said, in case you didn't already know, the Lost Generation are a group of so-called writers who feel disconnected from modern America's society and its values. You can often find people who abide by the Lost Generation mindset meeting up at places such as libraries and coffee shops. It is also important to note that most members of the Lost Generation are young adults who went about their adolescence in the midst of the Great War. The older folks' common response to these people are, well, you have a roof to live under, right, and food to eat, so why complain? Usually, I try and stay as unbiased as possible on my segments. However, today will have to be an exception. Unfortunately, us older folks sometimes fail to see the bigger picture. Life isn't just about getting around. You must feel passion for your occupation, and these young adults are still in a state of shock after maturing through a war-infested society. Some even went off to fight. Such an atmosphere at an early age will surely play a large influence in one's life and can't just be easily shrugged off. The older generation can be hard-boiled at times and fail to sympathize with the younger ones who view things differently. If those who are young want to head off to Europe and express their pain and concern through art such as writing, then so be it. It is their lives, not ours, to tamper with. Everyone is entitled to their own mindset. Just a thought. Now, sponsoring today's segment are our friends over at Red Rock Cola. Grab yourself a swell bottle of Red Rock Cola today for just a mere 5 cents. Because if sensation of the nation, none other than the one and only Babe Ruth loves it, it's the finest cola I've ever tasted. His actual words, by the way, then you're bound to love it as well. Grab yourself a Ruth-approved Red Rock. Now, thank you for tuning in today, folks, and have a fine rest of your evening. Until next time, goodbye now.
In the 1920s, there was an ad called Lucky Cigarettes. The ad said, "Don't be afraid of your shadow. When tempted, reach for a Lucky. It's toasted." And this was referring back to cigarettes. Cigarettes were popular back in the day, and from the ones you know now that came in the paper boxes, they were in oval, square, tin cans. Now on to Henry Ford. As you may know, in 1913, Henry Ford came up with the assembly line. And then in 1920 to 1923, he came up with the Model T Ford car. Now, the Model T Ford car boosted the car economy tremendously, because there wasn't really many cars back then. They had something called a Ford Hack. That was a demountable rim, so you could switch out rims if you wanted to. Now, the car made it so much easier to go back and forth to places you didn't have to walk to or anything.
Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be talking about the Palmer Raids. Okay, so get this. The Palmer Raids were this whole thing where the United States Department of Justice arrested foreign anarchists, communists, and radical leftists, and after they were arrested, a lot were subsequently deported. And these raids were not nice. No, they were violent and very invasive. Crazy, right? Well, wait till you hear this. It all started when a bomb in a normal-looking package was delivered to the former U.S. Senator Thomas Hardwick in Georgia. No one died, but his maid got a minor injury. Then later in the month, another person got a bomb mailed to his house. This guy was the mayor of Seattle, Ol Henson, who's lucky because the bomb never blew. Yeah, weird. It apparently failed to explode. A bunch more bombs kept being delivered, so Palmer had enough and went on an arresting craze, arresting so many innocent Eastern European immigrants who they thought were a suspect just because they had an accent. The whole thing lasted about 2 years and finally ended in 1920. And before I go, another advertisement. Don't let that cold run into something worse. Pick up your Aspinall today from your local pharmacy. It's even better than whiskey. Well, that's all I got. See you all next time. Bye!